Reality recap.
And hi, everyone. Yes, I know you have the reunion. Yes, we have 2 more episodes. And then we have the reunion of
I look like the slave. I look like a mom. She was like, you the one that look like you got a high body count hair. I fell the fuck out, y'all.
Candace, has Deborah reached out to you to apologize after the episode aired showing Chris did not flirt with her?
She wouldn't dare. She would get eaten for breakfast.
Oh boy.
No, she's doubling down.
Why would you go meet with Ray J without talking to Princess or letting her know why? Like, she's trying to justify that she told her after the fact and not supposed to make it.
What do you think of your ex-husband Jim coming out and saying you did not try to stop him from suing Shannon and Tamara?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, if his memory is a little foggy about what transpired back then, that's okay. However, he did admit that I had nothing to do with the
Reality recap. Reality recap.
What's up, y'all? Happy Monday. I missed y'all. It's been a little while since we did a live. We'll talk about that in a second. But it's your girl V with Reality Recap here for a live Tea Talk session. Today, we are talking about the last 2 episodes of Life After Lockup. We haven't talked in 2 weeks about Life After Lockup. So we're going to do a quick rundown on every single couple and what's going on with them. Before we do, let's take care of a little bit of business. Y'all see it coming across the screen. Follow me, reality_recap. Follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, on all platforms, TikTok, for all the reality trending news. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, scrolling across at Reality Recap 2876. So you don't miss any of my Tea Talk or recaps. They are all on my YouTube channel, whether they're live, pre-recorded. The sessions are there, so make sure that you go check them out. I didn't do a recap of Life After Lockup last week, but I did interview the current season's Life After Lockup stars, Letitia and Keith. That is out on my YouTube channel. So please like, share, support that video, that interview. Give me your thoughts in the comments about the interview. Our last live Tea Talk about Life After Lockup, Joella came on and gave us her side of the story. So if you missed that, again, that's on my YouTube channel as well. She was like a surprise guest for us. I had no idea she was going to come on. I mean, I was asking to interview her, but did not know she was going to just pop on that day. So that was a good live as well. So again, everything is on my YouTube channel at Reality Recap 2876. So like, share, and subscribe, and go check out those 2 interviews, and along with all the other recaps, Love and Hip Hop, Housewives, are all there for you. Now, I also just want to take some time to say thank you. I reached 100,000 followers this past week on Facebook. I appreciate you guys. I thank you for your support. Welcome, new followers. I can't wait to have more and more people jump into these lives and give your comments. Yes. If I didn't say it already, we're streaming live across Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube right now. The chats are open for your comments on the last 2 episodes of Life After Lockup. So please comment. But thank you, Facebook, for 100,000 followers. Instagram, we are slowly, it's like turtle movement with followers on Instagram. But trying to get to 20K, almost there. We're at 19.6K right now. So hopefully we get to 20K soon. So please tell a friend to like, share, follow my Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok pages. I appreciate you guys. So let's get into it. First couple we're going to start out with, let me just put myself back up here. Let's start out with the obvious, right? Let's talk about our throuple of the season. We'll talk about Kiana, Demondrick, and Joella. Again, Joella stopped by the last live, so you can check that out on my YouTube channel. Let's get into it. Now, before we get into it, I have a spoiler. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I will give you a second to mute, pause, whatever you want to do before I spill the tea. Some of you may have already saw it online, But I'm done with this storyline. The reason being, spoiler alert, I warned you, spoiler alert. Kiana's case has been found online and the case is dismissed. So we're following this storyline, but yeah, the case has already been dismissed, and that was found over the weekend. Y'all know they 1-2 investigations on Reddit. So they found it and it's showing as a dismissed case. But anywho, we could just follow along for the fun of it and the drama of it and the foolishness of it all. But let's talk a little bit about last week's episode and this past Friday's episode. So in the last week's episode, we did see where Joella and Demondrick were having the birthday party for their son. Kiana wasn't invited. Joella didn't want her there with this open charge, or that she was pressing against her about slashing her stankin' lankin' tires. So she did not want her at the party. Demondrick offers her the $600 that it took to get her car fixed. He offers her that money in exchange for her dropping the court case. I got my mic. Hold on, y'all. Gotta be careful with this mic because it will stop. Okay. So that's what happened. He offered the $600. She took the $600, but is not willing to drop the charges. She feels like Kiana has done it. You guys tell me in the comments if you feel like Kiana is the one that slashed her tires. We'll get into what happened, or I guess new discoveries in the recent episode. This hair too long, y'all. It's like, whew, I was like sitting on it. It was like pulling me back like that. But yeah, he offered the $600 for her to drop the case. She's not willing to drop the case. She said in her confessional that, her and Demondrick are still sleeping together, that they slept together at least 50 times since he's been out of jail. That's a whole lot of humping. He ain't been home that long. Jesus Christ. But that's a whole lot of humping. She said they humped 50 times. He's playing faithful, but still cheating with her. We talked about this when Joella came on. At some point, right, you have to take responsibility as well. And she did do that while she was on the live the last week that we got together, that at some point, it can't just be what Demondrick is telling you. It's what he's showing you. You already know he's with this girl. He's sleeping with you. He's going back to her. He's coming back to you. At some point, you have to take control of your self-respect and say, you know what? I'm not going to allow you to keep ping-ponging in between us or playing both of us. I'm going to stop sleeping with you. I know you said, I told her, we talked about this as well. I know you have a faucet, so she say, and he loved the faucet. Girl, turn the faucet off. Give the faucet to somebody else that's coming with the cup and want to get the full faucet. Not just the faucet, but that wants to be with you, wants to get to know your children. Like, let's move on to that. She did take responsibility for that and saying, like, she was in love, she was young, she felt entitled, right? Because he was hers first, and the whole time that she was with him, he was messing with other women, and as well as Kiana. So she felt some sense of entitlement also to the fact that she has 3 kids, well, 2 kids, and we found out one, her oldest son, is not with Demondrick, but she has 2 kids with him. So, that is where she was feeling a bit entitled. But she owned that and is trying to move forward. She's making moves. I will say that she's making moves online. She's doing her cosmetology. She says she burned the wig, y'all. She told us that in the last live. She burned the wig. We won't see the blonde wig no more, but she's doing her thing. She's doing cosmetology. She's trying to get her makeup line off the ground. So she's, seems to be moving forward. I hope that that's the case. Now, there has been some rumors floating around online that Joella pepper sprayed Demondrick and Kiana. For what? I'm not sure. She told a bit of that story on one of her lives. Demondrick responded saying that never happened. Ain't nobody pepper sprayed him. So is that his truth, her truth, and God's truth, So I don't know what really took place there, but there was some rumors that she allegedly pepper sprayed Kiana and Demondrick. So I don't know if that's gonna play out on the next season or what have you, but yeah. So at the party, that's what she was saying. Like, he's still sleeping with her. She took the $600, but is not willing to drop the charges. She wants to know what happened to her car. What I didn't like at that party, I would not have left. Personally, I would not have left. Also, was there anybody invited to that party, y'all? Was there, was there anybody invited? Because she left the party, but there was really nobody there. Like, was it just a get together for Kiana's kids and their children? Because let's not forget, Demondrick has like 6 kids total. Joella is not his only Joella is not his only baby mother. He has like 3 or 4 more. He has like a total of 6 kids. So that's why I also don't understand why Joella is so completely sure that it's Kiana. Because if he cheats all the time, there could be other women. And he has other baby mamas. So that he probably still sleep with as well. So I don't know how we're so sold that it's Kiana. I'm not too sold on it being her. I don't know. But yeah, nobody was at the party, but she left the party and left the gifts. That's a no-no. Take the gifts, make him pay for the party, and take your $600 to get your stinking Lincoln fixed. And let's get this party going. But she decided to leave the party. What I didn't like at the party was the stepmom, Demondrick's stepmom. I don't like how she's trying to paint Joella to be this bitter woman that doesn't want to let go of Demondrick. It's like, you don't know what Demondrick is saying to her. So to paint her as this delusional, bitter person when she really just seems to be somebody that's in love with a man that's telling her things, and she's just a fool in love right now. So I don't like how she's playing that. You know what, the stepmother, she gives me vibes that this is the same shit she went through with Demondrick's father, because this is why he's like this. You can see it in Demondrick's father. Y'all can see it with his little silver beard and glasses. Like, I'm pretty sure back in the day, he was playing these women left and right. And that's why she said, I don't care what about none of his baby mother, because I'm the one married to him and all that stuff. Because this is all shit she done had to put up with. But I don't like how she's trying to pay him like that. Especially not, what I don't like, it seemed like, they're kind of flipping on Joella. Because when I look at Demondrick's Facebook, his old Facebook pages before he was locked up, Joella is all over that page with him wishing her happy Valentine's Day, with him being, with her being around his family at all the cookouts, all the gathering. Now all of a sudden we get on this show and she's this bitter person that you can't stand and she's so delusional. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So I don't like how the stepmother is paying that. Hey Jojo, thank you for checking in on YouTube. It's been a minute. I hope all is well. But yeah, I don't like how the stepmother is trying to paint her to be this person. It's like, it's really, I like how the stepfather, I mean, not the stepfather, Demondrick's father is approaching it where he's saying, look, it ain't my business, but you my business. So I'm going to ask you, like, what's going on here? But he's somewhat taking Kiana's side too about the whole not a restraining order, but she put in the charges of, for her tires getting slashed and stuff. Now, how you can go and put charges against someone without proof is a little weird to me. Maybe that's some Texas stuff. I don't know, but it's a little weird. We'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, Joella left the party. Demondrick calls Kiana to come pick him up, and he's telling her what happened at the party, and Kiana's starting to piece things together and asks, well, why is she so upset? What's going on? Do you flirt with her? Are you sleeping with her when you go over there? And he's talking about no, I'm just going to put the kids to bed. That don't take 3, 4, 5 hours for you to just put the kids to bed, honey. I don't know. But she was starting to piece it together, and she got upset, saying, like, basically, I always say that too. Now, it's not true for every woman that we don't just go crazy over a man for nothing. Like 9 times out of 10, the man is doing something, saying something, putting the battery in your back. So I don't know. I just felt like Kiana was starting to piece together, like, okay, something could be going on here, but he's still in his deny till he die stage and, saying nothing's really going on. Hi, Toria. Sorry for your loss. I got your message. Jojo on YouTube said, has the stepmom not met her own stepson? The fact that he's got more than 2 baby mamas says a lot about his trifling stuff. Yeah, she's talking like he's some innocent man that Joella's just so bitter over. That doesn't seem to be the case. And the security camera footage proves that. He was walking back to get the faucet. But let's get back in. Let's get back into that. So on this past Friday's episode, Joella talks to her nanny. Nanny kept it 100. Okay. Nanny was keeping it a buck. She let her know, if you let a man bounce you like a ball and play with you, that's what he gonna keep doing. He feels like he has two baby mom. I mean, not two baby mom. He has 2 women that he feels is weak, that he can control, that he can tell y'all anything and y'all gonna go for it. So if you allow him to tell you one thing, you open your legs and he go back over there and Kiana keep taking him back. And why wouldn't he do that? If you're gonna allow it, he gonna do it. So that's kind of where Joella's nanny was coming from, telling her, like, you getting played and I want you to move on with your life. She really gave her some sound advice. And I don't think Joella is bitter, as I already said. I think he keeps telling her one thing and telling Kiana the other, but at some point you do have to take responsibility and say, you know what? I've had enough. And, again, she took her accountability when she came on the live. Why did I write in my notes Temu Pop Smoke? He do look like a Temu Pop Smoke. And that's what I said. Like, Demondrick, to me, doesn't seem worth all of this headache. Like, what does he really have to offer these women right now? Like, they're enhancing his life. If it wasn't for Kiana, he would have had nowhere. I mean, I ain't gonna say he would have had nowhere to go, but he came home and got on his house arrest at Kiana's home, and she leaving her job to drive you around to interviews and all of this stuff. Like, they're really enhancing your life. What is he really bringing to the table? Did he get a job yet? I forget. Y'all remind me if he got a job or not. Because he would have been right on that house arrest ankle at his daddy's house, playing the game with his daddy. But yeah, like, what is he really offering? Like, it must be some good old Curve D. It must be. It gotta be. But Temu's Pop Smoke is not worth all of this to me. Real talk. He's really not. But Kiana then goes to visit a lawyer behind a dumpster. I'm reading my notes to y'all. Let me tell you what my notes say. It says Kiana visits some lawyer behind a dumpster in an office from 1972 and finds out there's a warrant. Which, by the way, which I already told y'all. So spoiler alert. The charges have been, the case has been dismissed. So if you didn't know that, sorry, I warned you. Spoiler alert. You should have muted yourself. My bad. But the case has been dismissed. But she goes to this lawyer's office and he brings up the warrant. Now, this is where True Bonnie, thank you for checking in. Where's your husband at? I got questions, True Bonnie. True Bonnie said, why he washing the car with a mop? Why is he washing the car with a mop? Why he was wetting up the grass like that? Like, should have been running down the driveway. The whole front lawn was a swimming pool, child. But True Bonnie, I have questions because what's not, and Toria, you as well. What's not making sense to me, right? Joella goes and alleges, like she said, allegedly. Allegedly, she goes, oh, okay, he's here. So how do you go and press charges against someone? She has a warrant out with charges for like criminal mischief. How do you do that without proof? How do you go and say Kiana did this without proof? Is it just because she may have proved probable cause because of their current like love triangle situation, but there's really no proof that Kiana did this. So can anybody just go and say, hey, this person did this to my property, I believe that they did it, and you get charges, charges brought up against you and a warrant out for your arrest? That doesn't make sense to me. Also, was the lawyer giving sound advice? I don't know. This is a case, I'm familiar with other type of charges, honey, but I'm not familiar with this. So also my other question is, right? I should just have Qua come up here at this point, but the lawyer told her that what she had to do was go and do like a book and release because of the warrant being out. He's saying you can't run from the warrant. You have to go, or if you're out driving, you get you get stopped. They run your record. They see this warrant. They are arresting you on site. But there's nothing the lawyer could do. Like, she has to go do this book and release. He couldn't I know he offered to send an investigator out to talk to Joella to see if she's still interested in, moving forward with the charges. But I thought, like, I don't know what I'm thinking, because all I know is pay the lawyer that know the judges in the jail, honey. But I'm trying to figure out why he couldn't like make a call to the jail or couldn't work this out or be like, no, where's your proof? How do you just do that? You can just go and say, I can be like, Toria, slash my tires, and they're going to put a warrant out for you? It's all so confusing to me. True Bonnie, okay. Live Through Me said, there may be more to the story we don't know, but that sounds funny to him too. Let's see what Torian says over here. So you can tell Kiana never been in trouble. She is so scared about that little charge she can beat with her eyes shut. Really, yeah. And I don't know if she's definitely scared. You can definitely tell she hasn't had any run-ins with the law. Also, from what she says, she has children that she's raising, and this isn't the image that she wanted to portray. But it's like, girl, you signed up for life after lockup. Hello. But I get it. You ain't signed up to be locked up. You signed up for life after lockup because of your man. Now you almost about to get locked up. Tori said, because of problem, because it's more than likely so the police can do charges if they want. And she may had another person as a witness. Yes, the lawyer was telling the truth. Then she would get bond, ask the court for a hearing to see if the police had enough evidence to even charge her. Yeah, I guess that's what I was looking for, the lawyer to intervene. Like, I was on her side, right? Like, why do I have to go and do a book and release for something that there's really no proof or that I didn't do? That's like, she was almost feeling like that was admitting that she had something to do with it. I just really was thinking like the lawyer would intervene, talk to the court, so the police station be like, okay, my client has attained me. I don't know if she did actually give him a retainer fee, but it seemed more like a consultation, a free consultation, but more like, my lawyer, she's retained me. I'm going to be on this case. I need y'all to submit evidence, or, I need a court case. We want to fight this. I just thought it was weird that she had to go do the book and release, but maybe you guys are right. Maybe there's more information that we didn't get to see. All I know is when Joella went over Kiana's house, by the way, the fact that she went to her house while Kiana was not there and he let her in is crazy work, which we see Kiana comes home at the end, and we're going to see how that shit goes. But the video that she showed Demondrick really didn't tell me anything, except for it made me feel like, well, damn, did he do it? But she showed Demondrick a video saying the night of the incident, you see Demondrick like come into her door, leave, come back again. I don't know if he just wanted the faucet multiple times or what, but it's almost like, did he go out there and see one of these hoes he messing with? Might not even be Kiana. Could be another baby mama or another woman, but did he see someone and he ran back to her door, then he went back and saw the slashing, and then like, is he covering his own tracks? Did he do it? I don't know. He know more than he leading on. It's my opinion, but he's saying that, if it was him, he would have, kaboom the whole car. But I don't know, but I just find it weird. And he's saying all that video proves is that he was leaving her house. Everything else is acquisitions. That's what he said. I said, I'm sorry, what, sir? Y'all cannot really convince me that Demondrick went to college. No way. No way. Because I said what, sir? Acquisitions. Yeah, a lot of deflection, Charmaine. It's a lot of no, I ain't sleep with her. I ain't sleeping with her. Even when when his father asked him, like, "Yo, I ain't gonna tell nobody," which I thought was hilarious that his father's trying to get him to confess something he ain't gonna tell nobody when it's a camera in both of their faces. But he's asking him, like, you could tell me. I ain't gonna tell nobody. Is you still sleeping with her? You still messing with her? Even then, he looked just like JK. When JK daddy asked him if he's still sleeping with Alex, he's not so. No, it's giving lies. So I don't know if he did it, but he knows something. If he didn't do it, he knows something. He know who did it. And the fact that he ain't saying nothing and just trying to, like, honestly let Kiana go down for this. And Kiana is still sticking beside him. They be doing lives and stuff together. And I'm just like, as you see this unfold, are you having a change of heart? I wonder. She's the next person that I want to come on my live. I want to hit now. Like, we went inside Joela's brain and we heard her side of things. Now I want to get inside Kiana's brain. Help me understand. I need to know. But I'm just wondering, like, if she has a change of heart, because I don't think Joela's lying, period. I don't believe that Joela's lying about them still sleeping together. So this video surveillance tape was quite strange. And I just want Joela to stop sleeping with him. That's all. See what else is saying. Tori says she did all that to show us that there is a possibility they had sex because she let him in. If she did it, then why she let him in and shut the door? Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, I know she wanted to show us that he loved the faucet and all of that. But Charmaine, I loved Granny too. Granny was great. She gave sound advice. 100. I agree. And Granny always gonna give it to you straight. So I agree with everything she said. I was like, finally, somebody's telling her the truth. Now, if we could only find Kiana's grandmama and have her do the same thing, we might get somewhere. But totally agree. Victoria said, "Hey, in his defense, I have a college degree, a bachelor's, and a lot don't think I went. Listen." But you can say accusation, can't you? You can say that, Toria. Like, I know you can. So I just was like, what? Acquisitions. And then I still love when, because they showed a flashback of Joella saying, allegedly, Kiana did that to her car. It cracks me up every single time. But we'll see. All I know is, like I said, spoiler alert, mute your phone, spoiler alert, the case has been dropped. So, but we'll follow along for the hell of it. But yeah, Kiana comes home while he's in the backyard with the children and Joella with her showing this surveillance video. So we'll see what happens with that. Yikes on a bike, son. She's coming home. So we'll see what happens there next week. All right, let's move on to Brooke and JK, child. He's another liar. So we'll take it back. We're talking the last 2 episodes, so we'll take it back. When we last left off with the recap, Brooke had just got dragged by Alex, which, by the way, Brooke is online saying that we're delusional. She did not get dragged by Alex. I mean, Brooke did get the first hit in on Alex. That was a good connect. And she said that Alex didn't connect no punches. All she did was pull hair. Well, she pulled you down to the ground, honey. But she said she did not get dragged. by Alex, and she told us we're delusional, not her. But anyway, she called JK, and he lying. And she's asking, do you still talk to the bitch? Do you call the bitch? Do you go see the bitch? And he's telling her no, and she's falling for it. Brooke gets her results to her blood test, and yeah, she run up in JK's house talking about some she the main bitch, and his stepfather's like, oh Lord, here goes my day. But yeah, she gets her blood test results. She's not pregnant. Everybody's happy but her. She's the one that said, like, you should be, well, yeah, lucky I don't have to raise the third child on my own. So you already know what time it is. And she went off crying because, you know, she's not pregnant, or more so because of all the things that JK sold her. Classic jail talk. How many times we got to go through this? How many seasons we got to go through for people to learn that it's just jail talk? But, you know, she going to the bathroom crying. He telling her how he love her and he gonna be with her. And one day he gonna marry her. Blah blah blah. Lies. And yeah, you know, she talking about they planned this life together. I don't know how you plan a life with a felon that has a serious addiction problem. You know, he every time we see him, his eyes rolling back like this with his eyes closed. Something's going on with JK. You can't I can't be convinced otherwise. But no, I don't think he really loved her. And he did, in his confessionals, he's saying that he didn't go see Alex, as if we didn't see him on camera go over to Alex's haunted house. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Chubani said, I can't listen to her. Maybe in my top 3 fools in the history of the show. I feel you on that. Say I can't listen to her anymore. Yeah, I feel you. I'm getting tired of it too. But in the latest episode, JK got new teeth. He plans a surprise date for Brooke. Brooke got a job. She said it's not what she want to do, but it's what she has to do, whatever that job is. But she did get another job. And Brooke is saying she believes JK, and she doesn't think that Alex miscarried his baby, and that Alex is some delusional broad. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, girls just don't be always. Sometimes there's some that go a little psycho for no reason, or just be hanging on to words that really don't exist. But in most cases, they're being told something, they're being shown something. But she chooses to stick beside JK and believe him. So, yeah. So JK plans a date, and he, you know, she get dressed up in her little finest summer dress, and they out there at the park and holding hands and stuff. And Brooke tells JK, which was totally confusing to me, but Brooke tells JK she don't want his family to still have a relationship with Alex, and that she doesn't like that JK's father is really close with Alex and they still hang around and talk to her on the phone, and that JK father has not tried to put any effort towards getting to know her or building a relationship with her. How do you get someone? Now, listen, my family, if I ain't fucking with you, my family ain't fucking with you no more. And that's just how we roll. But not everybody seems to roll like that. But how does she expect JK to have his father stop the relationship that he has built with Alex? I felt like it was almost a impossible request, a selfish request. But how do you expect that? Do y'all, I don't know. So y'all families may roll like that or whatever, but how do you expect that? Yeah, we're gonna talk about the lock, True Bounty. We definitely gonna talk about the lock. But how do you expect that? What that got to do? I would just be expecting JK to cut off there. If they can't have, I don't believe in being friends with exes. Like, I just don't do that. Like, I have a mental funeral and I move on and I never think about you again. So I just don't get, you know, I see myself not wanting my man to talk with his ex-girlfriends and stuff like that. But to expect his family to cut her off is a bit much. But JK is willing to have the conversation with his family. He then tells her how it's a clean slate and they're gonna, move forward with all the dreams and plans that they had. He pulls out a box. Now he pulls out this box, and I'm saying to myself, why is the box taped up like that? No way a jeweler put a ring in a box like this. He opens up the box. She starts fluttering. She's thinking he's about to propose. He pulls out a goddamn padlock, child. And yes, there is like a bridge in, I believe, Paris where everyone goes and put their names on a lock and they put it on the bridge. There's a few places in the US where they have like, a gate where there's a bunch of locks. But he pulled out this lock and just put it on a random ass gate. There was no other locks there. And talking about, so yeah, we locked in. No, I'm sorry, y'all. Was that loud? But the way I hollered, and I'm like, and this is what you love, right? Then you gonna stick beside him, right? Like the way I hollered, y'all, that shit was hilarious. I'm looking on the gate like, where's the other locks? Like this isn't even like a place that symbolized. He literally, like, they won't even be able to find that lock again. Stupidest shit I've seen all season so far. I tell you, Chubani, I totally get it. I was like, girl, he is playing with your ass for real. But to just, she really thought he was about to propose. Why would you want him to? Like, why? Why? Like, I don't ever get why they want them to propose so soon out of prison with nothing together for them. Like, no life made for you yet, and you want to get married so quick and bring babies into the world. It's just insane to me. That lock shit had me crying. He wrote their names on and put it on some random ass gate. And that's what your love symbolizes. Like, exactly. You can't even find your love at this point. Chubani, I feel the same way. Let's talk about it. So, because I wrote that in my notes, Chubani, about the dad. This relationship with, so JK goes to his father's house and he wants to have a conversation with him about, trying to get him to not be friends with Alex or be so close with Alex. I got the vibes that the daddy like Alex. Is it just me? I don't know if JK is married. I did see your comment where you said there's a ring on his married finger. I don't know if it's just shits and giggles for the show, the storyline. I don't see him with anybody on his his social media that he would be married to, unless it's some type of thing he's hiding for the show to not spoil it. But I don't know. I don't find any paperwork right now, anything, unless it's just like a Yandy Mandices type marriage. But Chubani, I totally agree. Like the way his father talks about Alex, like she don't hold nothing back. She tells me everything. We're on the phones when I'm coming home from work. We talk for 4 and 5 hours. Now, being friends with some your child's, ex-girlfriend is one thing where, you still treat them like family, but this is a little weird. I was saying the same thing, True Bonnie. Is JK daddy the baby daddy of her baby? Because yeah, he was like, so do you know? Because she don't hold nothing back from me. She telling me everything. I was looking like, JK don't find that weird. But he like, yeah, you ain't know she pregnant. And that's exactly what I was thinking. Is it yours? Because I don't even think it's JK's. I think it's JK father baby. So he tells JK that, and JK face, he like still looking like he on something. He like, say what now? So he finally has to confess at the end in his confessional. I don't know. I mean, I ain't want to say finally confess, because we all knew this, but he confesses that he has slept with Alex. Duh, we know that. We see you going over to the haunted house. We know what's going on. Y'all ain't over there just chit-chatting. So he's like, there's a possibility, it seems, that it could be his child with Alex. True Bonnie said, my mother better not ever be on the phone with my husband for 3 hours at 2 a.m. And think about it this way, True Bonnie. What if she was on the phone with your ex-husband for 3 hours at 2 a.m. at that? Or your ex-boyfriend, not even your current husband, let alone that. Like, that ain't cool either. But your ex at that. Like, huh? Make it make sense. Toria said we all thinking the same. Yeah, it's weird. It's giving weird vibes. I have no idea what's going on there. But while JK is talking to his dad, Brooke's talking to her mom and kicking some knowledge too. Like, yo, he ain't got no bills, he ain't got no responsibility. Like, you expecting him to step up for you and your kids. Not gonna happen. But she's sticking beside him. Jojo said Alex and Papa JK be talking on the phone for hours like they in high school, even though they both grown. It's still nasty, mostly on Papa JK's part. It really is. Well, I'm glad we're on the same page because I wrote that in my notes, like, because I literally sometimes I watch stuff and I be looking around like, is it just me feeling this way? So I'll be glad when we be on the same page because I'm like, something ain't clean in the buttermilk here. I don't know what's going on. So we'll see this story unfold as we continue to get through this season. Now, who else do we want to talk about? We pretty much are going to talk about all the couples. Let's talk about Bianca and Daniel, bro. Because Daniel got a sip of the devil's juice and he's acting a fucking fool. I'm like, what is really going on here? But let's again talk about the last 2 episodes. So Daniel damn near jumped out the car and rolled on the ground the episode before last when they was in the car arguing. He don't like her, in my opinion, because he want to drink and smoke and do what he want to do. So, and it's causing him to act this way. And he's probably tired and annoyed, but he just want to drink and text hoes is what I think. So he comes home mad she home because he thought that she was going out with her friend. He thought that, she was out. He got home and she had decided not to go. And he's mad. And I wrote in my note, girl, go to Florida. But in that episode, he's telling her how she's a drag and she's always sad and depressed and he don't want to deal with it. Like, she's basically a wet blanket to him. And she then says, you know what? I'm done with you. We're going to break up. How is this man expecting to keep this apartment? Please tell me. He can't afford the apartment. She clearly can afford it without him, even though his name is on the lease. But he wants her to move out so he can move somebody else in, probably one of these hoes he texting, to pay the rent, all because he's a felon with a record, which makes it harder for him to get housing, to apply for apartments. So because his name is already on this lease, he wants her to move out, which at this point, Bianca should just go back to Florida. She really should. But yeah. Toria said, in Daniel's defense, this girl is delusional. He is telling her clear and she hear what she wants. So how he results into being an ass in order to get her to listen if she's delusional. Now, I agree here on both sides. Did he tell her he jail talked the hell out of her, and her being a young, naive person, probably never dealing with anybody, or even like his friend says, somebody that's looking for love on a prison site, or looking for someone to talk to who had a DUI charge just because of the traumas you went to. There's some unresolved traumas within Bianca. We've been saying this for episodes and seasons now. Same with Daniel, unresolved traumas. He's not doing anything to aid his addiction since being home, or at least that we see on the show. They both need to work on themselves separately. We agree on that. I think we also can agree he told her a lot of shit, promised her a lot of shit, and he's at fault for that. Now, these past couple episodes, totally agree, Toria. Like, he is really letting you know, like, I don't love you. I don't even like you. I really only asked you to come to Florida because it would have been easier to deal with you, or I thought so, to deal with you and live with you than living in a halfway house. He's really telling her he's already packed boxes. He doesn't want her there. Like, and she's folding stuff up. Like, it wasn't even folded in the box. So why you taking it out and folding it, girl? Like, and she's like, if he really wanted to go, he'd have been gone by now. I just don't believe that he really wants to do that. I'm like, what? I agree, True Bonnie. His friends ain't shit either because they don't care about his drinking and stuff. I totally agree with you. They're not good friends for encouraging him to drink, knowing his addiction issues. But yeah, at this point, she is causing herself to be used, and I really want her to just go on back to Florida. But also, spoiler alert, I put it in my story. Mary broke the story, Kiki and Kid Bits. Bianca is pregnant. We already knew that they're no longer together on this. She put all of that on the internet. She blasted him with text messages and, his little nude pictures that he was sending out on the internet. She had been blasting him. We know they're not together. Bianca has a new man and she is currently pregnant. It happened really fast. We shouldn't be surprised because that's all she wants anyway. Trying to again resolve past traumas by throwing a child into the mix, but nonetheless, congratulations. But yeah, they haven't been together that long, but she's expecting a baby girl in March of 2026. So yikes on a bike. Let me go to Amber's page because I think she had like one of their first pictures together and it had a date on it. I think she had it. I'm not sure. Somebody had it up, but it doesn't seem like they've been in a relationship for a very long time and already she's pregnant. So yeah. Did y'all see that? I did put it up in my stories over the weekend. Not yikes on a bike. Yeah. So yeah, she's expecting. But the conversation at the table was just crazy to me. Yes, I do think that she is delusional. And the way he was acting at that table, y'all, like when he took a sip of that water and said, "You are not it, sweetie." I said, "Holy shit!" He talking like he's an eligible bachelor out here. That's crazy work to me. Like he's really talking like he's a prize. Neither one of them are a prize at this point. But he really was telling her like, "You ain't it. I don't like you. I don't love you. It'll just, I just had you come out here. Yeah, I know. I lied to you. Yeah, I know." And she's still not hearing him. Like he's telling her that I had you move across the country because basically you got money, you could get an apartment and I could have somewhere to stay instead of staying in the halfway house. And she's like, "Are you being serious right now? I can't tell if you're being serious or not." Like, girl, he's not playing. And then he gonna say, I said, yo, this man is out of control. But yeah, now he's blaming his drinking and smoking on her, saying like it's because of her and him not wanting to be around her, deal with her, that he's doing these things. It was sad to watch. And the fact that she's really still asking him like, "Wait, are you serious?" "Yeah, girl, he's serious. Get your shit and go. Like, get you a lawyer to get you out of that lease, mess him up in the process and tell him that he's a felon because he probably wouldn't be able to get that apartment on his own. He don't have the credit, the background, or the finances to be able to afford that apartment. So I would get me a lawyer to get me up off that lease and yeah, and mess him up in the process so he have to get out too. And I'll go right on back to Florida. So, but I don't know if she's in Florida or not, if she's still in Arizona with this new guy, but yeah, she's expecting. Did y'all see this new guy? I'm gonna show y'all right here because y'all know, my webcam stopped working, y'all. I need a new one. Out of nowhere, it just freezes, but this is him. That mustache, listen. Anyway, congratulations. Let's move on because we almost coming up on an hour. So let's touch based on the rest of these couples. Let's go to Will and Courtney. Courtney's another one that's delusional to me, if I'm being honest. Courtney has decided to sign the paperwork for the divorce. She meets Will to give the papers. Courtney is delusional to me because Courtney seems to think that Will is the bad husband because he doesn't support her as she sleeps with other men, kisses missing teeth women, and talks to whoever to get ahead with the next dollar. She's blaming him for being a poor husband. When he would have been supporting you, you had plans to move with him, but you messed that up because you couldn't stop using and went back to jail. And you are mad that he got you a fake ring. That's all you deserve. I don't blame Will for giving her. If he really did spend 10 bands on that ring, shame on him. But I don't believe he really did that. But she deserves a fake ring. You are trying to you're trying to pawn the ring. I almost said porn. Oh my God. You're trying to pawn the ring. You don't deserve a $10,000 ring. You've known this man on the outside for 2-3 months, and you are mad that he doesn't want to support you and give you an allowance. Like, you not out here with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Are you serious? What's happening here? She's really got it in her head that he doesn't support her or he's not a good husband. No, boo boo, you're not a good wife. What are you talking about? I'm so confused with Toria said, we need to research Courtney and Will. Something in my gut say this whole storyline is fake. They're both actors from the early 90s. I just can't think of the movie and TV show I saw them on. This isn't real, especially Will. I'm gonna look that up. Will looks like Macaulay Culkin to me. Just a thick Macaulay Culkin. So was he a stunt double in Home Alone? I'm tired. Here comes the jokes. Let me wrap this up because I'm tired and you can tell. But yeah, I just was watching that whole scene confused. Hey, Sweet Lips, thank you for checking in. But yeah. Oh, thanks for the visuals of her baby daddy. You're welcome. But listen, I just was so confused. Like, she's really making this his fault. Like, not 1 ounce of accountability at all. Like, none whatsoever. Crazy, yo. I was like, yo, what am I watching right now? That was another scene while I was looking around like, is it just me? Is she serious? Is she delusional? Yeah. I don't know what's going on with them. Then they're in a confessional together. They do their first confessional. Will saying he'll talk to the cameraman and the production, but he's not going to talk to her. But they get into a conversation about how Courtney got to the confessional, that she must have came with someone that he believes that she's probably sleeping with. And she's laughing at him like he's a joke. And she's like, was he asking, she's sleeping with people while they were, together? She's like, if you only knew. We do know. We already seen you with the dude. We seen you with the girl missing all her teeth. We see you on the phone talking to this one and that one, trying to get your rent money together. Like, that must be a tiring. I said that before. A tiring life to have to like people or act like you like people to get money because you don't take care of yourself. Because you depend on others to get ahead. So you use people and have to pretend. That must be a tiring life, child. For real. So Will say he going back home. She calling him all types of names. She yelling and calling him a loser, saying that he's a bitch, all these other things. And, he said, yeah, and you're a skank. Yeah. It must be tiring and a sad life, child. Like, ain't no problem with letting some men help you along and stuff, but to solely depend on jumping from person to person to live is insane. Like, you ain't got I was gonna say you ain't got no hustle. She clearly got hustles, but like, if only she put that energy into herself, she'd probably be a millionaire. But Yeah, so Courtney came to the confessional with somebody. She's laughing, yada, yada, yada. Good luck to them. I just want Will to go back and start anew, because this ain't it, boo. She is not the one. Get the divorce, go back to the lawyer you went to go see, get the divorce, and move on. Also in this episode, we saw Troy and Zaria. Short-lived. We don't see them too much on the show so far. Troy has spent most of the show in Buffalo. That's why we don't see them arguing, because he left and went to Buffalo to check on his brother, as well as trying to mend things with his baby mama so that he can see his daughter, because of all the stuff that they did to each other online. All the stuff he said about his baby mother, that Zariah said about his baby mother. She's not allowing him to see his child. Trubani said, I really feel for Troy. He made me like him this season. I mean, I don't know. I like that he's stepping up and having mature conversations and apologizing. Some of this he brought on himself, Trubani. Like his lives that he was doing the last season, the things and stuff that he said about his baby mama. Some of this shit he brought on himself, if I'm being honest. But it was good to see him call his baby mother and say, listen, I apologize for all the things I said. I'm taking accountability. I want to see my daughter. He invited her to the memorial service for his father, and it seems like she's in agreement to go. He seems to have learned how to navigate Zariah a little bit better, where he was able to have a conversation with her. She's like, why would I come out there? Which was rude, by the way. He's calling you to say, hey, I came out here. I'm having this memorial for my father. I want you. Why would I come all the way out there when you left me here? Like, he's asking you to be by his side. Wife, get up and go. But she, he seems to have learned how to navigate her and tell her, like, it's not fair to you to drag you through all these things. I had to come out here and, deal with things. I want you here by my side. Then, when he tells her all of that, then it's like, all right, then, well, let me hurry up and get myself together. So, yeah, we don't see them often, but I agree that Troy does seem to be taking the grown man approach this season, other than the back and forth online and stuff. I thought both conversations, he again took accountability, and he apologized. Although he didn't really owe Zaria apology, he stepped up. Meanwhile, Zaria is back home trying on wedding dresses for a ceremony that's not set up, no date, none of that, but she's trying on wedding dresses. Okay, girl. And she said, yeah, I wish we were in a better place while I was doing this. But yeah, she's trying on wedding dresses. I was like, oh, y'all having another ceremony? What happened to the non-for-profit? Can we talk about that? What happened to that? We just gonna act like that never happened this season? And we just gonna jump into, we're spending all this time in Buffalo and we are we're having a wedding ceremony? Oh, okay. But yeah. Tori said they both taking care of Karen right now. She has been sick lately, and Karen had both of them. She gave both of them a shout out for taking care of her. I was so shocked to see them help her. So that means it's getting better. Yeah, I think he accepts his mother for who she is. Even in the conversation when he first went to Buffalo, he was saying, your truth is not my truth. You may say that you think you were this great parent or you were there when you weren't. Your truth is not my truth. So all around, he's learning, poor Troy, but he's learning to navigate all these crazy women in his life. The baby mama, Zariah, and Karen. He's learning how to navigate that much better this season. So, yeah, I did know that Karen was sick lately. I went to her page just because she hasn't been live as much as she normally does. So that alone let me know something was something was going on. So we'll see how this memorial goes for his father, being that Zariah and his baby mother are going to both be attending. I do think he should have made the baby mama aware that Zariah is going to be there, but we'll see how that plays out as well. Two couples that we did not see this last episode, Keith and Letitia, what happened with them in the episode before? I prior to the episode before, there was some news that dropped. According to Amber, dropped a video where it was said that the home that's being featured currently on the season that Keith and Letitia are in, that Letitia was evicted from the home. Reason being that allegedly she used someone else's name, that she got denied to move into the home. So she used someone else's name and information allegedly to move into the home. Now, I did ask her that. And she's saying that that's not the case, that she was just moving, that they were just moving, and that she was donating the chairs that was out there, that she was just basically cleaning out while moving and putting those things to the curbs, but that she did not use anyone else's information to move in there. Yes, there is a charge for it, and I decided to do this as a recorded interview because y'all be wilding sometimes. And yes, I want more people to feel safe to come here for an interview. So I did do it, and I kept it light. I asked the questions of, what I've seen on the internet and wanted her to address. I still think it was a great interview. You guys check it out. But she's saying that that was the case. It wasn't an eviction, or that she didn't use anyone else's information. She has a lot of open cases, charges that she's dealing with, so she couldn't go too much into everything. But I asked her, about the situation with the alleged misuse tax money that was supposed to go to the IRS for her client, that says that, alleges that she didn't pay it. She kept it. I asked her about the eviction. I asked her about, did she tell her daughter that Keith is her biological father? We talked a little bit about the post from the biological father of her youngest daughter that he put up, saying that she's a bad mom or woman. We talked about that. So, I asked her about what things are going on, the arrest, the arrest where she got pulled over and she was arrested for the warrant for, fraud, things like that. So I asked her about the things that have been going on in the news. So check that out. It's on my YouTube channel. I will have her back again. She's been a great supporter of mine. I appreciate that. But that's what she said about the eviction. We also talked about just thoughts about Mariah and her interactions. Mariah's a teenager, so I don't expect her to be on camera like, "Hey, I'm happy to be here." She's going through her typical teenage stage. I asked her, thoughts about that and how she just threw that bowling ball down the aisle. We talked about that as well. Yeah. So we'll see what's going on. I asked Keith. Keith was also in the interview. I asked him about, what makes him ready to settle down and be married after, clearly he has two sons that are like 4 days apart, which we heard in that episode, the last episode they was on. He has two sons that are 16 years old that are like 4 days apart. So clearly he was ripping and running these streets back in the day. But he was saying, that's well over a decade ago. He's in a different mind state. I also asked him how did he keep his hair and dreads together in jail. It was a fun interview to me. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys do too. But definitely make sure y'all go check that interview out. It's on my YouTube channel. Link is in my bio on Instagram and Facebook. And it's reality, like you see it spelled here, Reality Recap 2876. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe, guys. Okay. Last couple we have is Justine and Michael. Really quickly, we know Justine and Michael are trying to plan a wedding. They have traveled to New York to look at venues. We'll see what happens there. Mike's mom encourages Justine to invite her mom. They're not in the best place. She invites her mom to the wedding, and she's like, yeah, I'll probably be able to make it. Let's send me the information. But what I think Justine has to remember, that Justine got married really young, had children really young, then got divorced and was dependent on her mom to help her with everything. Everything she does, she like tells her mom last minute, like she quit her job. They were moving to Vegas. She told her mom, "Hey, you're coming out here for a baby, for the baby's birthday. And on top of that, I'm going in to be induced to have a baby. Surprise!" That she knew nothing about. I just think Justine mom is tired of her and her nonsense. She really is. I mean, no excuse not to be supportive. I think Mike has shown that they're in a strong, loving relationship. They seem to be doing very well online, successful with their businesses, their music. It looks like they are, living it up in Miami as well, or in Florida right now. So I think he's proven that they are in a good, strong, healthy marriage. We see, what they go through on camera like any other couple, but I just think she has to give her mom time, and she needs to take accountability. I know we keep trying to paint, not us, but Justine keeps trying to paint her mom as this like cold-hearted person that doesn't show love and affection. I think she's just tired. Like, you've been giving her hell since you were like 17 years old. She is tired of it. Like, tell her what's going on, be upfront, stop telling her stuff last minute, just like the wedding. It's like, you didn't even tell her that you were thinking about having this ceremony. You show up in New York and want her to drop everything to go at event venues for you. Like, she tired of that. So I'm not sold on Justine's mom being some bad mom. No, she supported you. She's been your only babysitter for a long ass time until Mike mom came to stay with y'all. So I'm not buying that propaganda. I'm really not. So that's my thoughts on that. But they weren't on the latest episode. That was just the episode before. And I'm not really into their storyline, to be honest, because I just feel like I don't know what they're working on. I think they want a wedding special at this point. But it's more about them being on the show to promote their music. Justine and him are doing, they've been doing songs together, performing at festivals. So it's more about promotion for them at this point, if you ask me. But those are my thoughts. We are all caught up on the last 2 episodes of Life After Lockup. Woo! I thought this was gonna be like a 2-hour live with all the all the stuff going on with these people, but I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, going over Life After Lockup. I'm going to most likely do a pre-recorded episode of Tea Talk tomorrow on the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, which was said to be the mid-season trailer. I mean, not the mid-season finale. Now Carlos King is online saying that was an error and that there's more episodes to come. So we'll dig into that and talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'll do a pre-recorded episode tomorrow, because your girl has been getting some brand deals. Let's talk about this really, really quickly before y'all go. Your girl has been getting some partnerships. So when y'all see these posts, please like them, share them, comment, say, "Oh, that product looks great. I'm going to try that." Help your girl out. But so I just been trying to juggle everything, y'all, with keeping up with the pages, the podcast, as well as now these partnerships. Thank you, Toria. So I've been working on a few. I've been late night recording to try to get the voiceovers and all of that stuff done. So I'm trying to find my groove, y'all. So I appreciate y'all stopping by for my live. I know I haven't done one, but YouTube, I've been putting up short videos for you guys, just giving y'all the latest in reality news. So please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've been putting them on Facebook and Instagram as well. Just what's going on in the news with Heavenly Son, and Kai made his first post, Kai Frost, today. So I still do short videos on YouTube and give you the news and keep you in the know with the reality info. But make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share, comments, follow me on Instagram. Look out for these brand posts, y'all, because they don't be pushing them out. I be trying to boost them. So like them, comment, share them. I appreciate y'all. And thanks once again for 100K followers this past week on Facebook. Slowly inching towards 20K on Instagram. We're at 19.6K right now. So thank y'all. Like, I can't say it enough. Thank you for all of your support. I really, really appreciate y'all. I really love doing this and hanging out with y'all and kicking it and commenting and laughing and having a good kiki. So I appreciate y'all for just recognizing that. Welcome, new followers. I really appreciate y'all. So yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. But before I do, as I always say, reality TV stars are humans too. Let's not forget that. Look out for the pre-recorded episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's gonna drop sometime tomorrow, and we'll be back for a live. I'm gonna try to do a live recap of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Might have to wait till Thursday or so, y'all. It's a busy week. You got back to school night. Page 6 is having a reality TV award ceremony on Wednesday. Your girl is invited to that, so I will be in the building for that, giving y'all some content, hopefully getting to meet some new housewives, so look out for that as well. Busy week, but your girl is trying to keep up with these podcasts, so bear with the kid right now. Salt Lake City is starting tomorrow. Y'all already know what time it is. We're going to get these podcasts done. All right. So like I said, reality TV stars are humans too. Let's not forget that. It's your girl V with Reality Recap. Enjoy the rest of y'all Monday. I'm going to go watch some Monday Night Football. I'll see y'all back here tomorrow. Peace.